Hi, my dear friends, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. I just would like to update pretty quickly how I'm doing. As I mentioned in the last video update, we are pregnant, and it has been a few weeks again, so now I am not so well anymore as I updated you last time. So the problem is because of my hyperemesis gravidarum, that is so-called unstoppable pregnancy nausea, that I've been struggling really a lot. So from the week 6, I started feeling really unwell, which is actually quite normal for pregnant mamas. Generally, the first trimester is there because the body, feels like there's something, a fetus, in the body which perhaps does not belong to it. And a lot of doctors or research refer that this has something to do with the HCG value. This is the so-called the pregnancy hormone. When it rises really quickly, then the body will react. But for me, the problem is I started feeling nausea and everything, and then it doesn't stop. It has been all day long like that, from mornings till midnight. So I basically, exactly like the last pregnancy, had to throw up really a lot, sometimes like ish times per day, which made my body really quickly again dehydrated. So now, till now I've been in the hospital for 3 times already, because I have thrown up blood for 3 times, and every time if I start throwing up with blood, it means that my stomach or somewhere was burned because of the acid, the stomach acid, or generally that you just throw up too much. And then it also means at the same time that my ketone value is then not that good anymore. So I basically know my last pregnancy so well that I already have bought the ketone test. It is a very simple test based on the urine. So I bought that, and this one you can get online in China, in Taobao and everywhere, which is really convenient. So I tested already at home, because I know if the body gets dehydrated, then this ketone value is the first one that to test if the body is in a very sour environment, that the body started getting poisoned. And this one, like there is this ketone diet and everything, this one is actually pretty good. If one, spot blood has one positive value, 1 time plus, yeah, and maximal 2 times, which is really good, which means he or she burns the fat really well. Sorry, I have to throw up a little bit. And for pregnant women, it is then not. Yeah, it is really bad. It means that we have been throwing up too much. So I tested it out at home every morning, and every time as I started puking blood, the value has been really critical. So I firstly started with only 1+, and then I've been to the hospital because I thrown up the blood. So I told the doctor, I know my situation and it will never stop, so please give me the drips. And I think this is the advantage in China, that you can either go to the ER, so the emergency, or you can go to the so to say early pregnant department, which the doctors take care of the mamas in the first trimester, and they can already give you the drip receipt. So basically, you can get the drip in the hospital and then go home. And this will never work like this in Germany because you have to stay inpatient, which is then really ridiculously painful for me. Because as soon as I get the drip, I started puking. I started throwing up, so I could not stop. So this means I need basically my own toilet because I will be almost like sleeping in the toilet for the whole time. Yeah, I threw up in my last pregnancy like every 2 minutes after I got a drip in the hospital. So basically my roommate, who had cancer at that time, just could not use the toilet at all. So this is really then very inconvenient for everybody, and especially also for me. So sorry, I need this a bag for throw up because pregnancy nausea doesn't mean you are puking all the time. It also means a lot of other symptoms. Yeah, and about this I will list out very soon. So again, back to our topic. I started from 1 plus with my ketone value, and then very quickly the second week to 3 plus. And it was so severe. Actually, I had 4 classes, but it was so severe that the doctor in the ER has said that you should not give me your urine test at the very beginning because then you have to stay inpatient. And more than 2 plus, it is then the inpatient treatment. Yeah, and then I didn't want, I told them I had my first kid still at home, so I couldn't. And then they said like, okay, then let's start with the drip first. So after three bottles, which means 1.5 liter, they asked me to test my urine, and then it came out with 2 pluses. So they meant, okay, you have to come next day. Yeah, it is still very critical. You should stay actually inpatient. They try to convince me to stay inpatient all the time, which I really don't want. It's not about money. It's just it's all about your life quality, and I know what will happen. Yeah, and then they will start with the whole treatment from zero. And in China, I've googled it. Sorry. So sorry for that. So basically, they will start with a kind of like a diet that you should not eat or drink and only get a drip for at least 24 hours, which doesn't work for me because if my stomach is totally empty, then I, cannot stop throwing up. So then they will start giving you different so-called nausea stoppers. And the first one belongs to the category A medicine, which means that it does not harm the baby. And that being said, normally they use B6, B1, B12, vitamin C. And B6 is to stop the nausea, which I take all the time at home. But, because I throw up all the time, so my stomach basically cannot take that much vitamin B6 into it. Yeah, and they give you directly through the drip, through the infusion, which makes it so much more effective. And then they also give you the shot, yeah, the B1 shot at the butt, which is really painful, but that one helps you to also get rid of this nausea feeling. It helps generally the nerve system because this pregnancy nausea is the nerve sickness, so to say. And then they give me also the heparin, which is against the clots in the blood, because if your blood is so dehydrated, then you don't have so much volume. Yeah, the red blood bodies and the white one, they are all like starved. They are kind of dried out, and therefore there is a much higher risk that the adults get somewhere the clots, and it is then very dangerous. Yeah, so they gave me also the heparin shot on the belly. So this one is not that painful, but still, like I got then here one hole, and then on the belly, and then on the butt, and then everywhere. And sometimes they also have to give me calcium, which means if you throw up too much, then there's basically a lack of calcium, which make this even worse. Yeah, the nausea feeling will then not stop or not be stopped. So they, because calcium cannot be reserved somewhere, so you basically throw up with the stomach acid together, right? And this stomach acid in it, it gives the cation to the body. And so with lack of stomach acid, because most of them have been thrown up, cation delivery is then stopped or hindered. But at the same time, for urine, the body, the system still will then get rid of cation, because the urine also, like just gives the cation out. So there is then double volume lost. So the cation is the problem, that it cannot be dripped very fast, because it is then very harmful for the heart. So they mostly put like 60 drips per minute, which means I need 6 to 8 hours to finish the whole bottle, the 500 milliliter of cation, which is really painful. And because it also harms the vessel, so they need the much thicker needles, which means they don't use this normal needle, but they have to give you the indwelling needles. So that one is really thick, and it's really hurt a lot. And if I got that one, normally the whole vessel will get hurt. So basically I've got from here, and then it was all blue. You can perhaps still see it a little bit here. It is then all blue or purple. And then I got it here, and then again it is then damaged. So they started trying to give me drips here, and this one is also hurt a bit. And now I only have this side, which is still okay because I've been to the hospital for so many days. I think all in all already over 10. So they kind of struggle finding a new or a good vessel because, of lack of water. The vessels are generally just so bad, and then they need to use this indwelling needles, which is even worse because it could just go through the vessel, and which damage then the whole vessel again. So they are pretty careful with the vessels, and this is then their test to test their professions. I don't have any other method. So basically this is the update. After 3 times of throwing up the blood and everything, and I had to stay there for days, I have been kind of used to this lifestyle, so I have to go to the hospital every week. I test the urine out every morning to see if I need to go to the hospital, and then I tried with all the medicines that I still have. So B1, B6, B12, I'm taking it all the time. And besides, I've bought one medicine that is actually not allowed somehow in the hospital. Sorry for that. That is the so-called Unison. This one is actually a sleeping tablet, but this really helps a lot for the pregnant mamas to take, because it kind of calm your whole nerve system down. So you're not only sleepy, but also kind of calm. So this stops then, or at least relieves me a bit from, throwing up each times per day. And I have lost, I think, 5 kilo till now. So I'm now in the week 10. It has been a while from my last update. And I kind of stay stable from the perspective of weight. But as I mentioned, it is not only one symptom, but like a few symptoms together. So basically, it is not only about nausea, but also about the flatus, and also stomach pain, and also, sometimes kind of constipation, sometimes but diarrhea. And also for me, my biggest problem is that I have this speedo, exactly like now, that I cannot just swallow because it is full of bubbles. So the stomach kind of like on top of your stomach, you have this so-called sprinklers, right? Or so to say, cardia. And I generally have the problem that my cardia is not that closed, or it was not tightly closed. And when now I'm pregnant, it is quite open. So it doesn't after you take food in it, it doesn't really close. So that means also with the feathers, everything, it just goes up directly. And I kind of not only, like I just puke like an injection. It's like all out. So I just cannot stop it. So this problem will, I think, last for the whole pregnancy, which means so much air comes out, and that is why my spit is full of bubbles, and I can just not, swallow it. Because otherwise I will throw up so much more and it is even worse. So I need this bag all the time, which is really embarrassing for me, but I just don't have any other method. I don't want to go out and just puke, in every bush. This is then really, really not nice for other people. And so therefore I've bought a lot of this kind of puking bags again. It looks just a little bit different than in the airplane, but it is the same as in the hospitals. So, sorry, I need this all the time, and I have used Agurex from France last time, which has like double dosed, which has really helped me. But since I'm in China now, I don't have that medicine, so now I only have Unisom. So I hope that it will help me and it will last for a while like this, that I can at least eat or drink a little bit, and hopefully I can then stay stable and don't need to go to the hospital. So this is my current status. Thank you for watching, and I will update you very soon about my other symptoms based on or due to hyperemesis gravidarum. Hope that you are all doing well. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.